Hi, I'm Denice Rhomber.
And hi, I'm Gabriel Malemud.
I'm the Key Center Manager at Lander Circle.
And I'm the Key Center Manager at Mayfield Heights.
And I'm proud and pleased to say that we are part of the college event that is sponsored by Your Teen Magazine.
Absolutely. And also, as being part of KeyBank, we wanted to start out our presentation today with just a little bit of background on KeyBank as an organization. KeyBank is one of the largest banks in the United States. We serve over 14 states and have over 1,000 branches. We actually offer a wide variety of products, everything from checking and savings accounts all the way to investment management. But the real reason we're here today is because we want to advocate for financial literacy. So Denice, for our audience, why don't we talk a little bit about what financial literacy is?
Financial literacy, especially for our students, teenagers, it's knowing how to spend your money. It's knowing how to budget your money. It's knowing where your money's coming from. So that's what we do at KeyBank. We help your students to understand and put a plan together on their finances.
Absolutely. And playing off of your part, Denice, financial literacy is very important. It actually advocates for a more stable community. And it actually helps put long-term goals into perspective for both parents and teenagers. It's very important that we advocate this to our teens, from an early age. We want to make sure that that foundation is set before they go to college. And, another thing that goes into financial literacy, Denice, is about budgeting. It's about just student budgeting, understanding, what a budget is and why it's important.
Oh, Gabe, I've got a great story about budgeting. I had a client bring in her daughter. She was getting ready to go off to college, exciting time of your life. And we opened a student checking account, and we got to how the money was going to flow from mom and dad's accounts into the student's account. And the young lady looked up and said, "I need about $2,000 a month, Mom." And Mom's mouth dropped, and you could just see the shock. And she said, "Well, honey, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that." And she said, "Well, that's what I'm going to need, Mom." So I interjected that we do budgets with our students, and I pulled up some tools, printed them out, gave them to Mom and daughter, and told them to go home and put a budget together. Well, Mom came back a couple weeks later, big smile on her face. She goes, "We got that down to $500 a month, so thank you, thank you." And more importantly, she knows what she's spending the money on now.
Absolutely. And how important is that, especially for our parents, to be able to talk to their teens about what money is being used for? Right. What are you spending your money on? There's so many instances where parents will bring their teenagers in, and the parent will actually ask the teenager in front of myself or another banking professional, "I gave you this money at the beginning of the week, where it is, and where is it?" And the funny part about it is they actually shrug their shoulders. They don't know. Because important things about budgeting, and a big part of budgeting also, is student savings. I mean, especially teens these days, they're always saving for the 3 C's. It's for college, clothing, and car. And
cell phone.
And cell phone, especially, if it is the 4 C's, it has been incorporated these days. But the foundation that's set with teenagers in the beginning, when they're 15, 16, and 17 years old, these are the habits that these teenagers who will be, the future adults of the United States, these are the type of habits that they're going to incorporate when they're looking to purchase a house or purchase a car. So, and working with that money, they need to understand what purchasing power is. And I know you've worked, and advocated with a lot of your clients about, how far does a dollar go these days with a teenager? So,
and how do we teach our children about the purchasing power? There's a few ways that come right off the top of my head. Take them shopping, Mom. Use a credit card, use a debit card, explain how that works. Give them allowance, have them earn money, and then have them save some and put some away.
Absolutely. And, one of the things that I do advocate for our teenagers is that you have a diary. Either it's a diary or a journal, or even introducing them to online banking. Being able for them to understand when they use a debit card, when they make a transaction, whether it is with that debit card or cash, that they're writing it down, that they're writing down the monetary value of what they're spending. What that does, it's a twofold process. At the end of the week, we're going to avoid that problem of where did your money go, because it's actually going to be documented. And it allows the teenager to develop a level of responsibility, because the great part about it is when they have that responsibility, they're going to understand, how much money they're getting, how far it goes. And it helps, especially after they graduate college, when they start getting that first job, that income stream. I can remember when I got my job with KeyBank out of John Carroll University, it was very important for me to allocate and watch what I was spending my money on. And, the great thing for me was even in high school, I was able to be set up on a student checking account. So, how important is that, for you to advocate to your clients about opening that checking account in high school?
Right. And that process for Mom and Dad would bring your student in. It takes about an hour. We go through all of this with your student. We teach them about debit cards. We teach them about balancing their checkbook and how to get online and what to be looking for. I know, Gabe, you had a great story about Dad teaching you about a debit card.
Absolutely, absolutely. When I was little, and you know, my dad is a KeyBank client, and we would go into the bank and take out cash, and then let's say if we were going to the mall, he'd be swiping this card, and I thought it was the magical card. I thought it was the card that money never stopped coming out of, and you know, I really do appreciate my father sitting me down and being diligent about me understanding the difference between what a credit card was and a debit card, because we see this MasterCard symbol because it's advertised in the radio and television, and we all roll it into the same thing. And it's very important understanding that there is a difference between a debit card and a credit card. A credit card is linked to a line of credit, and a debit card is linked to your checking account. And it's important for us to be able, especially parents talking to their teenagers, for them to understand that difference.
Right, right. Gabe, can a student get a credit card even?
They actually can. I mean, that's one thing that I do recommend for parents as far as developing responsibility with their teens is to get their teenager an authorized user card. You know, put a low limit on it. It actually is going to allow your teenager to develop 2 additional skills. It's going to be one of responsibility, because they're going to have this line of credit, and the parents can be able to monitor the purchases that go on the card. But also what it's going to be able to do is going to be allow the student to understand, you know, what a credit card actually is. It's not a checking account. It is not linked to actual funds that you're pulling out of a checking account. It is a line of credit. And, you know, especially with that, it also allows the parent to talk to their child about identity theft and how important it is to not give your information to people, to watch where you use your credit card, to be able to, you know, what do you think about that, Denise? What do you think about identity theft and how important it is?
Well, here's some tips that we can give the parents. Have your student know never to share their PIN number with anyone, never to give their debit card to anyone to use. Hide their checks, you know, don't want to lose those. And use online banking. Check your statement daily to make sure that there's no transactions that you didn't do, and if there is, to contact your bank immediately.
Absolutely. And, you know, again, the purpose of why we want to reach out to the parents and teens is because we want you to understand that there are resources for you. There's actually ways for your parents and teenagers to reach out to be able to get more information, or to even have sessions with a banking professional to be able to understand why it is so important for you to understand banking and budgeting and financial literacy from a young age. We offer, we have over 80 plus key centers just in the Cleveland area. You're more than welcome to bring your teen in and stop in and meet with a banking professional and put together a plan as to how budgeting and how spending is going to work from going from high school to college. We have our www.key.com website that is obviously available. And we also have our 1-800-KEY-TO-YOU number. We have a phone number that you're able to reach out to. A couple other online resources that we do use is our Money Made Easy program. You'll be able to access that through www.key.com. And we also have our Learn and Earn program, which is our financial education literacy that we actually go out into the community. And it's really, it's a testament to how much Key believes in financial literacy, because we do want to educate the community in regards to financial education. Finally, we do offer our Financial Learning Center. Great place if you do have questions on, you know, what a credit score is, how to build your credit score. That's both for parents and teens.
Right. And if you don't know where to start, call any branch, come on in, and we'll go through A to Z with your student and yourself on student financing. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, and we thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. Going along with Denise's point, you know, if you do have any questions, feel free to stop in, and hopefully we look forward to seeing you soon.